back to my channel. Today's little sit down video because I want to talk to y'all about completing 75 hard. I feel like I had just so much to say about this challenge that I wanted to make a whole video about it. And if you're thinking about starting or wanting to do something like this, especially coming into the new year, I know people have like goals they want to hit and stuff like that. Stay tuned. So if you have no idea what 75 hard is, let me explain it to you. So it's a mental toughness challenge, and I really recommend to listen to the podcast he has about it, because I kind of wish I would have too. I didn't listen to it beforehand. I listened to it when I already had started. But either way, he has very good takeaways. So the point of the challenge is a mental toughness challenge, and even on the podcast he says it will change your life. So the premise of the challenge is to do 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. Drink a gallon of water, no alcohol, no cheat meals, and stick to a diet, whatever diet that may be. Read 10 pages of a non-fiction book, and I believe that's it. Is that it? So I actually learned about this challenge from a YouTuber that I watch. Her name's Kylene. And I was just so intrigued, and I feel like I was just like in the biggest rut. One of my goals was to like work out 3 times a week, but I was just like not getting where I wanted to go, and a lot of that had to do with my diet, to be honest. I was like, oh, it's too much work to like cook something different for me and the kids. And the way I kind of like simplified my life of like eating and stuff like that to do this challenge has opened my eyes that like I could do this. I could do this. I'm now like almost a week or two like out of 75 hard, so I'll talk about a little bit of what I'm doing now. But let me start. I think reading is amazing, and I haven't really kept up with the reading 10 pages every day, but I have kept up with reading, and that is good for me because I would never read. Maybe if like a book was like trending hard, maybe I'll read it, like the Colin Hoover books. I would read that. But as far as like read for like self-help, no. And I love that he specifically says nonfiction, because these self-help books, like if you choose them right, really help you and like really open your eyes to a lot of the reasons that things are not going your way. Is like you're in your own way, you know? And it's sometimes you don't see that. But I read Atomic Habits. I'm reading, what is that called? How to Know a Person. I have in my nightstand. I haven't finished that one. It Didn't Start With You. The Power of Now. I just loved that book. That book really like opened my eyes of like the power of now. That sounds so cheesy to say, but I see why. Like just reading, I just wish also like I could just snap a picture of like my mental state compared to then and that now, because that's what the biggest change is, and that's the point of the challenge, is to change your mental state, like change your life. And it does it. And I think if you really want the benefits from it, like do it to follow all the rules, do it. And I think you'll find like it's actually the easiest part is doing the 2 workouts. Like it becomes like a physical, like a habit, you know, like that's honestly becomes the easier part. People are like, how do you do it? Because I am a nurse as well, and I work 12-hour shifts. So they're like, how do you do it? I was like, I would wake up at 4:30 and go to bed at midnight. Like, I don't know. You just do it. I think if you really want to change and like you hate where you're at, you have to do the hard work. And these books kind of like walk you through that, how to change that. I mean, obviously you can read whatever book you want, but I just really think this whole thing was life-changing for me. I have my little journal to have my thoughts, so when I'm looking down, that's why. But like I said, I wish I could take a picture of my mental state, just the way I handle things also. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. A lot of things would stress me out. Like, even to get super personal, like, this year has been really hard on, like, my relationship with my mom. And there was a point where I couldn't even stand being in the same room as her. And I'm gonna have to be. Like, especially the holidays are around here, I just have to be. And I hated that it would put me in the most sour mood. And I just hated somebody having that control over me. I should be able to, you know, handle my own emotions, and you know what? That person did whatever they did, and I should play no mind. Don't let people affect you in that way. And I could not do that till now. Like, I literally could not do that till now. It would make me in the worst mood. Though, oh, I'm telling y'all. But I'm just able to handle things better. I can still lose, obviously I still lose my cool. I'm like a human being. But I just have more like patience, and I don't know what it was exactly about this challenge that gave me that. I think it's, I don't know. But just, if you have a hard time, I'm very a reactive person. Like, if you tell me something, I'll snap back at you, and I don't like that quality. I rather, you know, digest it, and like, if it was something that it was rude, like, then talk to you about it instead of just being like, ah, and like snap back, you know? I'm working towards that. I'm not always perfect. And if you watched my last vlog, a girl was crying. So, you know, we have our days, we have periods, but I think in all, I'm way better at that. And I think another amazing thing about this challenge is, like, doing the hard things make you so confident. Like, I think a couple things in my life, like finishing nursing school for me was a very hard thing for me, and I completed it. That gave me so much confidence. I completed this, and it gives you so much confidence. So yeah, it might be hard, but the confidence you gain from doing the hard things, it's like, do it. Like, it makes me want to do more hard things, because I know the satisfaction you get once it's complete, you know? So look at hard things in the face and say, you can do this. You can do this. And then back to they're like, how do you have time to like work out twice a day? It's like, you make the time. You make the time. Like I said, I would wake up I work 12-hour shifts, so I live 30 minutes away from the hospital, and I have to be at the door at 6 a.m. like out, like bye. And that's kind of late. I'm still a little late with that, but 6 a.m. is the goal. So to work out for 45 minutes, shower, get ready, and then out the door, that's the time I would have to wake up. I get home, and then sometimes like the kids need to finish taking a bath. Most of the time he had them like bathed and ready to go, but like I put them to bed, or you know, just things around the house that you have to do. So by the time I would work out, shower, and if I worked the next day, I would sometimes go to bed at midnight and do it all over again. It's so temporary. And then for me, luckily I do work part-time, so it's like twice a week that I would have to do that, maybe. So that made things better. If it was like doing an everyday thing, like working, if you worked like 5 12-hour shifts, that would take a lot of inner work. But you know, you just have to do the things and find the time. Even on the weekends, like sometimes because I'm not a morning person, y'all. I'm tried to be, but I'm not. And to wake up early and work out, so like if we had a fun activity plan, like it's not getting in the way. I don't have to worry about what time we get home, and then work out when I get home. I started falling in love with walks though. Like walks, and spending time with myself. I really enjoy it, actually. Before, I would never like to really be alone, and now I love it. So it's kind of things, and being okay with being just you is is really what it's taught me. Like, I'm totally okay with who I am and who I'm becoming and what I'm doing. So this challenge just has showed me that. Obviously, with working out all the time and like eating better, choosing better things, like I'm showing that to my kids. And I think a big part of why I even like working out, I saw my mom working out all my life. Like growing up, she would go to 24-hour fitness, and we would go all the time with her. Like after we could, we would always be at the kids club at first, but that's ingrained in my mind that you do work out. And she was very strict about what we would eat, and I think that's also helped me. Like, I love vegetables. I genuinely love vegetables. I would choose it over chicken fingers. Not that I don't like chicken fingers, like I'll eat it, but it would never be my first choice. And just stuff like that. I feel like that kind of is engraved in my head, I guess, because that's what I grew up with. So for my kids, I've even heard like Bashe, like, I don't want that, it has too much sugar, like I'll take a bite and I'm done. And that's up to him, you know. And I want to set those examples so when they're older they don't struggle so much, and it's not like this big shock, like, oh my god, I have to do all. Moving on to like how I would eat during 75 hard. For 75 hard, I don't think it's realistic to like literally never have a treat or anything like that. For the challenge, of course, that's what I followed because those were the rules. I don't like counting calories or macros or whatever. It just does not work with my life, and I just don't want to do it, to be honest. But what I would do is like make sure I have a hefty amount of protein, whatever it is, like a healthy protein. I would eat chicken, salmon, or sirloin. That's literally the protein I eat. And I would make myself protein shakes. But I would have a big portion of whatever protein I had that day, a bunch of veggies, and a cup of whatever carb. That's literally around what I would eat every meal. And it worked for me. Like, and that's what I plan to stick with. Like, that's what I'm still doing now, is making sure I have like a balanced plate. But if I want a cookie, I'm gonna eat a cookie. I really believe in like the 80-20 lifestyle, and that's what I'm trying to go with, and that tell myself that that's okay to have. Like, I literally we had our cookie party on Sunday, and I ate a cookie and it was fine. And then with my little cafecito, una galletita, like, delicious, you know? So I still think, it's totally fine to have those yummy things, but I'm just not going to eat the whole box of cookies. So that's the little balance I have found. I think because so many people have commented in my personal life of how like I look, and I just wish they could see the mental shift for me. Like, I was like borderline depressed. Like, I just was like in such a shitty mental place, like, and I feel like that's why I recommend this challenge so much, because if you're just going through a hard time or whatever it may be, like, I was listening to a podcast, like, this girl did this during, like, I think her husband had passed away, and like the grieving process. Like, it really helps you focus on something and like stay in tune with your feelings. And that's what helped her during that time. And if you're going through a hard time, like, I highly, highly recommend this challenge. And I mean, if you're freaking feeling great and you just want to do something hard, you do it too, girl. But that's just, for me, how it worked and what I liked. So like I said, moving forward, now post completing, I still try to work out every day. I think I've not worked out one day. And I felt so weird. I didn't like it, honestly. Like, I worked these last 2 days, and I still worked out when I got home. Early mornings didn't work out, but I'm still working out. And I even freaking PR'd last night, and I was like, what? After work? Okay, girl, get it. But, so I'm still working out every day. I told you I'm doing like the 80-20 lifestyle. I'm not going to count my food ever. I just don't want to. Just no. I'm only drinking in like social settings. Like I don't feel the need to drink whenever I'm just home chilling, you know? Maybe if like my husband wants to have a glass of wine and he wants me to join him, sure, I'll do that. But I actually drank a Bailey's on Sunday and I'm still thirsty. And it like, you know, that how you feel, like the cotton mouth after you drink, that's how I feel. And it's Wednesday, y'all. But I'm just so happy I did it, and I'm really grateful. And then I think the main thing people want to know is like how much weight I lost, and I'll put like comparison pictures right here. But I lost 18 pounds, I believe. I don't have a scale at home either, so I would weigh myself at the hospital where I work. I just don't want to have a relationship with the scale because, to be honest, I've always weighed more my whole life than compared to like my peers around me, and it would drive me crazy. So I just don't even want to. But for the purpose of the challenge, I did want to know like how much I lost. And I weighed, yeah, 18 pounds. I think I started at 167, and then I weighed myself like, and I was like 149, and that was crazy to me. Crazy. And I didn't realize like much of a difference, but obviously in your clothes you really do feel it. And even like going down, like I think 10 was the size I was wearing before, and now I just bought these jeans too from the Amber combi sale during Cyber Week, and I got them a 6, and they're still kind of big, but I don't want to like feel like ugh. But it's just crazy to me, and I'm just super proud of myself like for doing this and following through. My coworker told me, she's like, I can't believe you actually did it all. And I was like, I believe it. Like I honestly, in the back of my head, I felt like I always knew I was going to be able to do it, because once I put my mind to something, I will follow through. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and you decide to like and subscribe. I am gonna be packing soon for our trip. We leave this Saturday, so I'm super excited. So stay tuned for vlogs about that and packing for that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also follow me on Instagram. You can always DM me there, and like I'm always open to like discuss with people, encourage you any way I can help you. Please let me know. I would love like for you to reach out and us just to talk. So anyway, hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.